Passive aggression, silent but violent, a way to display anger quietly, but is actually more dangerous and destructive. What is passive aggression? Passive aggression is the silence of not saying how you feel, but expecting others to know exactly how you feel, and being angry if they don't understand how you feel, and blaming them for the way that you feel. We display passive aggression when we don't say that we don't like something or we're unhappy about something. So when you hear somebody say something like fine in a tone of voice like that, so there's a discrepancy of some sort. Everybody's calm and copacetic and able to understand and listen, but the person on the receiving end hasn't really understood the way that they would have preferred to understand, or they're not happy, and instead of detailing how they feel, they passively aggress. And so passive aggression can look like, it looks like the person is trying to be okay. So many of us fall into the trap where we believe that if I don't get angry and I'm just quiet about it and I roll my eyes, or I tut, or I give a deep sigh and I go, I'm not actually being angry and I haven't actually done anything. Whereas actually that's triggered something a little bit more sinister in the background. Passive aggression has a way to trigger quite angry outbursts, dramatic situations, okay? Because the person who is being passive aggressive is not owning their emotions. When we are passive aggressive to each other, we're slightly violent in our tone, in our action, okay? And it has an intent. Passive aggression is about making the other person feel bad. So it's freezing somebody out, not talking to you. It's slamming doors. It's doing things in a way which are against the direction or flow of something, but acting in a manner as if you don't know and you're actually just doing your job. For example, you can have a passive aggressive waitress, and this waitress could come out, bring you your food, put it on the table in a manner which isn't exactly rude but isn't exactly friendly, and it's difficult to pinpoint what this waitress is actually doing, and they give you that stare like, what? It's almost like, you dare test me, and it will be your fault. But actually the anger is their own, it's not anybody else's. Passive aggression ruins relationships because it is the worst form of communicating how you actually feel, because it's not communicating how you feel, it's pretending with an intent to cause harm and act as though you're not aware of what's actually happening. My mother was fantastic at passive aggression in a means to get her point across, being angry, freezing you out, cutting eyes, doing that kind of behaviour, which is something which we can do easily and not realise how aggressive we're actually being to ourselves. It's a very it's a very destructive form to create for yourself, because it gives a negative impression about you, and it also does harm to others, okay? And sometimes harm that is difficult to undo. So, are you passive aggressive? Do you expect people to know how you feel? In a word, mind read. Do you believe that you shouldn't feel discomfort and it's up to everybody else to make sure that you are comfortable? And if something is changed, it's all their fault and that person needs to pay, but you are not going to tell them. Passive aggression does not allow for communication. It stops communication, which is why it's so destructive. When you are destructive to yourself and to those around you, nothing positive can happen. It's like a hidden, silent little bomb waiting to blow up. And then if it does trigger another bomb to blow up, the person with the passive aggression gets to sit back and say, well, I didn't do it, when actually they did. And that's what passive aggression can be so dangerous, because it can trigger conflict and frustration in those around them and really cause damage. It's an extremely unhealthy way to demonstrate how you feel. It's a really negative thing to do to yourself and your family and those around you, and it's so destructive in the workplace. What passive aggressive traits do you have? Do you say you're fine when actually you're not? Do you slam doors? Do you roll your eyes? Do you kiss your teeth? Do you make loud sighs? Do you purposely go against something? Another way of displaying passive aggression is when, let's say you're at work and you've been directed to do something, but you don't want to do it. And you're not going to say you're not going to do it. So you don't do it. And you passively aggressively, calmly do it the way you want to do it, even though you've been told how to do it. You might believe your way is better. However, with no communication, no way of moving forward from the fact that you have a better idea, to passively, aggressively do it your way is so destructive. There are so many ways we can passively aggress. Ultimately, we end up causing ourselves the problem, because what we do is we teach ourselves that we do not need to face our emotions and the way that we feel. We can project it onto others and expect them to deal with it. Thank you for watching. My name is Desiree Shaw. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe and share. Bye for now.